I never believed in ghosts. Superstitions, urban legends, all those things people whisper about in hushed tones, they never seemed real to me. That is, until I moved into my new apartment. It wasn't anything special, just an old unit in a slightly rundown building on the edge of town. The rent was cheap and I needed a place fast, so I didn't question why the landlord seemed almost relieved when I signed the lease. Looking back, maybe I should have. The first night was uneventful. I spent the evening unpacking, arranging furniture, and getting used to the creaks and groans of the old place. The air smelled stale, like something forgotten for years, but I figured that was normal for a building this old. Around midnight, I finally settled into bed. The rain outside drummed softly against the window, a steady rhythm that lulled me into a light doze. Then, just as I was drifting off, I heard it. 3 slow knocks. My eyes snapped open, my breath caught in my throat. The sound came from the front door. I hesitated, heart pounding. Who would be knocking at this hour? I forced myself to get up and shuffle toward the door. Peeking through the peephole, I saw nothing but the dimly lit hallway. I waited, my hand hovering over the doorknob, debating whether I should open it. Then, just as I was about to turn away, 3 more knocks. This time they were louder, more insistent. A cold chill crawled up my spine. I took a deep breath and opened the door a crack, expecting to see a neighbor or maybe a prankster. Nothing. The hallway was empty. I stepped back and quickly shut the door, bolting it for good measure. My mind scrambled for a logical explanation. Maybe I was hearing things. Maybe the sound came from another apartment. Yeah, that had to be it. Trying to shake off the unease, I returned to bed. Sleep didn't come easily, but eventually, exhaustion won over fear. Then, at exactly 3 a.m., I woke up again. The air in my room was ice cold. My breath came out in visible puffs. The heater should have been working, but the room felt like the dead of winter. And then I heard it again. Knock, knock, knock. But this time it wasn't from the front door. It was coming from inside my apartment. A sickening dread coiled in my gut. I slowly turned my head toward the sound. My closet door, which I knew for a fact had been shut, was now slightly open. A crack of darkness peeked through the gap, blacker than the rest of the room. I sat up, barely breathing. My body screamed at me to run, to get out of there, but I was frozen in place, gripped by something primal. Something that told me if I moved, if I acknowledged it, it would only get worse. The knocking came again. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, deliberate. As if whatever was inside wanted me to know it was there. I don't know how long I sat there, staring at the closet. Minutes? Hours? Eventually, the knocking stopped and the room warmed up again. The moment I felt the tension ease, I scrambled out of bed, flipped on every light, and shut the closet door tight. I even wedged a chair under the handle. For the next few nights, I slept with the lights on. Nothing happened. No knocks, no strange sounds. I convinced myself it was just stress, an overactive imagination playing tricks on me. Until a week later, when I found the closet door wide open again. And this time there were scratches on the inside. Long, deep gouges, like something had been clawing at it from within. The wood was splintered, the marks erratic but purposeful. My stomach turned. I hadn't imagined this. That night I barely slept. Every little noise made me jump. I started noticing other things too, things I had brushed off before. The way my reflection in the bathroom mirror seemed a half-second too slow. The whispers I almost heard when I turned off the TV. The feeling of being watched, of something standing just outside my vision, waiting. Then the knocking returned. This time it was right beside my bed. I bolted upright, my pulse hammering in my ears. My room was pitch dark, but I could feel it. Something was there. I reached for the lamp, my fingers shaking. The light flickered on, and for a split second I saw it. A shadow. Not cast on the wall, not a trick of the light. A solid, towering figure standing at the foot of my bed. It had no features, no face, just darkness, shifting and writhing like a living void. Then it raised its hand. Knock, knock, knock. I don't remember screaming, but my throat was raw the next morning. I spent the day researching, desperate for answers. Was it sleep paralysis? A haunting? Some kind of psychological breakdown? What I found only made things worse. A thread on an old paranormal forum. A story eerily similar to mine. The same knocks, the same shadow, the same growing dread. The original poster had moved out, but they claimed it followed them. That night I packed a bag. I didn't care about the lease, about losing my deposit. I needed to leave. But as I reached for the doorknob, I felt it. A breath against my neck. Ice cold, rancid, like something ancient and rotting. A voice, barely more than a whisper, rasped in my ear. Stay. I ran. I don't remember getting into my car. Don't remember driving halfway across town to a friend's house. I only remember locking the door behind me and collapsing onto their couch, shaking uncontrollably. It's been months now. I moved to a new city, found a different apartment. I never told my landlord why I left. I never told anyone the full story. But every night as I lie in bed, I wait. Because I know it's still out there. And one day it'll find me again. Knock, knock, knock.